Hey guys, it's Cindy. Today I'm going to be sharing all the books that I read in the month of January. This month went by super fast for me, as I'm sure it did for everybody else. I did do a decent amount of reading. It has me pretty good to set up for like the 50 books that I want to read this year because I'm basically aiming to read like a book a week. I read a little bit more than a book a week, which is really good. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so I read 4 books and I read 1 graphic novel. I read 2 YA, 2 adult, and of course the graphic novel. I read 1 thriller, kind of. It was more like, I don't even know if I'd really consider it a thriller. It's supposed to be. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in. So the first book that I read of the year was Intercepted by Alexa Martin. I really like this book. Spoiler alert, I had no 5-star book this month, so I haven't had a 5-star read of 2019 yet. But I really did enjoy this one. It is a new adult romance. Well, I guess she's kind of like, it's like an adult romance. And the main character of this book is named Marley, and Marley has dated an NFL player for a very long time, since high school, and she finds out that he is cheating on her, which is like in the synopsis and stuff, it's not a giveaway. And she ends up leaving him, and shortly after she has like romantic feelings towards another NFL player, but she has sworn off of them for good. I really enjoyed this one. I gave this 4 stars. I thought it was such a cute romance. I loved Marley and how independent she was. I loved the love interest. I think his name was Gavin. Yeah, his name is Gavin. Loved him. He's like one of my top like romance interests I've ever read about. He's super cute, super sweet. He just like really cares for her, and I really enjoyed this one. They do have a companion novel coming out, I believe, later on this year. So I'm definitely going to pre-order that one because this was like such a quick read and I loved it. If you guys have ever watched the show The Game, it used to come on a long time ago on like BET, and this book totally gave me the same vibes from that show. I don't really like sports books, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't care for sports. I used to love watching basketball, but that was a long time ago and I haven't watched anything since. So I don't really care for that kind of storyline, but I do like the drama with all the like wives and the relationships and stuff. I like that kind of stuff. So this book was like really fun to read. So next I read a graphic novel, and I read Snot Girl Volume 2. I finally picked this one up. I absolutely love the art style of this graphic novel. It is such a great like color combination. I love like the tones and just like the characters. But I have to say that I was really into this graphic novel series. Like, I loved Volume 1. I liked obviously the art style, but I love like the storyline and how it kind of had like a mystery element. If you guys don't know what this is about, it is about a girl named I forgot what her name is Lottie. But they call her Snot Girl because she has really bad allergies, but she is also a fashion blogger, so you get to see like her fabulous life along with like her cast of friends that are also fashion bloggers, and that's a lot of fun to read about. But honestly, I really did not like this. I think I gave this 2 stars. I had no idea what the hell was going on for half of this novel. Like, it just didn't make any sense, and I figured since it had been a while since I read the first one, maybe it was me, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's me, I don't really remember the plot. But as I read it, it just got more and more confusing and kind of felt like it was just like a filler novel. Like, it didn't really tell me anything. And I went onto Goodreads when I was done with it to see if maybe it was me, so I should go back and read the first one. But honestly, like, there were reviews of people that I really, really respected, and they were all saying the exact same thing on like, what the hell did they just read? And I feel exactly the same. Like, I don't know what this graphic novel was supposed to be, and it made me very sad because like I really loved the first one and I wanted this one to like continue on with the same kind of story building. And I don't believe like the writers or anything changed, so I don't understand what happened from the first series to the second one. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the 3rd volume. Maybe I'll pick it up from the library or something. I don't know if I want to buy it because although I love like some parts of the story, if it doesn't continue on like and have an actual story to it, I don't think I'm going to keep reading this. So next I read a new release for January. I think this came out like the first week of January, and it is The Me I Meant to Be by Sophie Jordan. I had really high expectations for this book, and I probably shouldn't have. I don't know if this is a debut novel, but it is a book that's supposed to be about friendship. Okay, so The Me I Meant to Be is about two best friends named Willa and Fleur, and basically Willa has been in love with like her next door neighbor who's one of her best friends for like all of her life, but Fleur ends up dating him, and after they break up he's like completely off limits, and it just wasn't what I wanted. I wanted kind of like a strong friendship sister story, and it was just like a little young for me. Obviously I'm not like the targeted demographic for this book because it is a YA novel, but I felt like there was a lot of unnecessary drama, and the storyline as a whole kind of had like some aspects that were just so like outlandish. Like one of the characters in this book, who's a side character, who I absolutely like really liked his character a lot. I don't want to give anything away because I don't really talk about him, but he ends up partaking in something so crazy in this book, and I'm just like this doesn't make any sense. Like, what is he doing? Why was that in there? And I don't know. Overall, I read it really fast because there was a lot of drama going on in like everyone's life. But I didn't really enjoy it that much. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. So next, a book that I actually really enjoyed is The Sun Is Also Starred by Nicola Yoon. I gave this 4.5 stars. I've been like trying to read this. I haven't actually physically picked it up, but I've been saying that I'm going to read this probably for like more than a year, and I loved her first book, Everything Everything. I really enjoyed the format of that book, and she does like really well, like she does different formats really well. Like in this book you have multiple perspectives of Natasha and Daniel, which are like the love interests in this book, and basically Natasha is getting deported by the end of the day, and she ends up meeting Daniel. Love Daniel, love Natasha, love their relationship together. This book is sad, like it's a sad YA book. It is getting turned into a movie soon, which is why I picked it up, because I really want to watch the movie and read the book first. I still haven't seen the adaptation to Everything Everything, but my sister said it wasn't very well done. But this book, back to the formatting, the format of this book is interesting because you're alternating perspectives between Daniel and Natasha, which I really enjoy, but also like you're getting these different chapters of like people that they come across. So like if they talk about their dad, the next chapter will be like a little bit of a backstory as to like why the dad may feel a certain way, or why he has acted a certain way, or like his backstory, or like sometimes it's just somebody like that they just come across while they're like that made a little bit of an impact in their life, but nothing too serious, and you see like what led them to be there in that moment. And I really like that, like how all the stories kind of like crossed over, and you don't really think about that in the day-to-day life. Like you may impact somebody's life more than you know just by doing something small in their life, and I really enjoy that aspect. I don't know how that's going to be done in the movie because I feel like that's going to be very hard to portray, but I really enjoyed this one. Okay, so the last book I read is An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This is their second book. I have not read their debut novel, which is The Wife Between Us. This book is about a psychiatrist that is performing a study on kind of like college-age girls, and the main character of this book basically gets put into one of the study, or makes her way into one of the study, and she's basically just doing it for the money. But like the things that she starts having to do for the psychiatrist, not just answering questions anymore, start to kind of like blur a line in her life because they just seem way too personal and not like for a study at all. I really wanted to love this book. The book is told in multiple perspectives. The main character's name is, I suck at names, Jessica. Her name is Jessica, and that's one perspective. The second perspective is told from a psychiatrist. Now, the psychiatrist's point of view is told exactly like the point of view of Jo from You by Caroline Kepnes. Loved that book. Loved how creepy it was because you were reading it from his perspective, so it felt like you were actually watching the people. That's kind of how her point of view is. It's directed towards Jessica, so it's very like stalkery, like I saw you did this. Like, I love that kind of perspective in thrillers because it makes me feel like I'm in their head, and I really love that. But this book did absolutely nothing for me by the end. It was an interesting storyline and I definitely enjoyed it while I was reading it, but overall the outcome of it was just very bland. Like, nothing extremely shocked me, and I don't read a lot of thrillers. That was like very okay. I don't read a lot of thrillers and I don't read a lot of mystery books. I don't know which genre this would fall into because it was neither. But nothing had me like on the edge of my seat, like dying to find out what was going to happen next. And for that reason, I just gave it a 3. It was an okay book, but nothing to brag about. Alright guys, so that's everything that I read in the month of January. Overall, I had a pretty good reading month. I had a lot of fun just being able to pick up things that I really wanted to read at the moment. So I think I'm going to continue that on, like, no TBRs, because like this month just really worked out for me. Like, I was in the mood for a graphic novel, I just picked it up. In the mood for a contemporary, picked it up. Like, I really like that. I like, because I'm a mood reader, I like to be able to just pick up whatever the hell I feel like reading at that moment. So let me know what your favorite book of January was that you read. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and a great week, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.